Hello, thank you, and welcome back to The Other Side, where we talk about trials and triumphs and everything in between, because that's where we believe the magic lies in the in between, the pain, the trial, the healing, and all of it. I am so excited today to have the founder and OG of the Chingona Community, Rozalyn Corona. She is just so inspiring. The community she's built and everything she's done, and I'm really excited to get to know her right along with you. So, welcome,
Thank you.
Rosalind.
Thank you.
So
Thanks,
nice to
Anita.
have you today.
Thank you. Well, I'm happy to be here. I think it's very flattering, and I'm always very thankful to share a little bit about my story, but more than that, the story of the Chingona community. So
Yeah.
there's a lot in there, but it's always very, very empowering to me to be sitting with women like you to be able to share the story.
Well, that's why I like to do this too, because I know it's empowering to everybody, right? The people watching and me being able to learn from you and you being able to share your story, because I know things aren't easy when you're starting something like that. But, I do like to start with everybody's childhood because I like everyone to know we all grow up differently, right? And some don't have to have trials to want to do, things for others,
Yeah.
but some of us do. And that's what drives us to do things for others. So, what's a little bit of your story? Where did you grow up and yeah,
Yeah.
how did you grow up?
Well, I grew up in La Mirada. I was born and raised in La Mirada. I went to school in Santa Fe Springs. I was, for the most part, in the greater LA-ish
Yeah.
area. I'm the oldest of four. So there's two boys, two girls. And literally, when I was 5, my mom had all 4 of us.
Wow.
And my mom was a stay-at-home mom after, I believe, like the second or third of us. She finally stayed home to take care of us,
Yeah,
take us to
nice.
school, be a stay-at-home mom. Up until the point that I was born, my mom actually worked in downtown for U.S. Steel. A
Oh,
lot of people
okay.
don't know that, and she straight got a job 18 out of high school. And my dad was in the service. My dad was in the service in the Air Force before starting his career at Edison.
Oh,
So
wow.
between my mom and dad, my dad was very adamant about moving us furthest from the freeway that he could. I never
Mm.
understood why until later. Um, they grew up in they grew up in Maywood, East LA, South Central, and in Huntington Park area.
Mhm.
So when we were growing up, that was one of the deals that my dad wanted to get us as far away from the freeway as possible.
Yeah. Yeah.
So always taking
That
care of
was moving up.
yeah, that was moving up. That was moving
Yeah.
up. That was way moving up. So I had a very like middle class family life.
It
One
sounds pretty stable
yeah,
though.
yeah.
And your dad worked at Edison for many years
31
then.
years. Yeah.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Retired from
uncommon
there.
these days.
Yeah.
So okay, so I'm sorry, go on.
No, so yeah. So just yeah, but we were born in a pretty predominantly middle class family. I mean, went to parochial school. We were very, in my personal opinion, watching it as a parent, so
Mhm.
after, we were very blessed,
Yeah.
blessed that my dad worked so hard that we had a parent at home, from sports to cheer to going to the beach every summer. Like we did things very close knit,
Yes.
and we didn't go on lavish vacations. Vacation was driving to Reading to go see my grandma.
Yeah.
So yeah, we didn't
But it
do.
was still
It
family
was
time.
yeah.
It
Well,
sounds very much like my childhood.
okay,
Yeah, it was just nice
yeah,
and stable,
yeah, yeah. No
until
boat,
later, but
yeah, no boat rocking. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
it was. I'm fortunate, like you said, because my dad did. Sometimes he worked 2 jobs, for my mom to be able to stay home, but
yeah,
education was important to
yeah,
him.
yeah. Same, same. So yeah, I mean, I if anything, I had a very stable life. One thing we made a joke about recently,
Yeah.
I told my mom, I'm like, I was traumatized taking care of your kids because we were so close in age, and I
Yeah.
was the oldest. You don't really realize what that does to you until maybe later. But
Did you take on the responsibility? Like, that's who you were.
mhm,
But I mean, look at that's who you still are.
yeah, yeah, and
You're
taking care
still
of
a
my own
servant.
kids.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
But I mean, even in your foundation, I
yeah,
mean, come
yeah,
on, you created that to take care of others. So
yeah,
you're just a servant at heart.
yeah.
So I wonder if that was nature or nurture.
Yeah, actually, it could have been a mix of both, because I think we've all, thankfully to my parents, that's something that, yeah, they did every day.
Hmm.
That wasn't anything that we didn't see.
Yeah.
I didn't have a broken home like I had with my kids, right?
Mm.
My kids didn't have, outside of my youngest son, none of them had a stable mom and dad in a house at all. And in our house, that's what we had.
So when did you have your first, was it a boy or a girl? Because
A-
you said you have 5?
I have 4.
4.
Well, I have a grandbaby now.
Yeah,
But
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, when you
Yeah.
went on the stage with the baby, I wasn't
is that
sure.
your baby?
Yes, I was like, oh my God. And the first thing that I thought though was like, damn, she looks good for Yeah, you were smoking in that dress.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. I had my first son at 18.
Okay.
So yeah. So my eldest is a boy. So it goes boy, girl, girl, boy. And I had my son. I found out I was pregnant actually at LMU my first year at college.
Wow. So
So
was the father around? Was this
yeah.
somebody you met at college?
I
Or
know.
it was a relationship previously?
High school. It was my Cholo high school boyfriend.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
You know, isn't it crazy? Because sometimes I think, like, I moved a lot. And I think because, well, I don't know when traumatized at 18, right?
Yeah.
But I moved a lot. But I think because I grew up so stable
Yeah.
that and my mom still lives in the same house.
Yeah.
So me moving, like, I
A big
still had a
deal.
home.
Yeah,
you
yeah. Oh,
know?
yeah,
But
yeah.
I just kind of, it was easy for me.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
didn't need to feel like I needed a
Yeah.
stable place. So
Yeah.
did you kind of feel that way a little bit?
Yes and no. I was just rebellious at the end. Like as soon as I got into that, like transitioning from senior year to college, although I was always very smart, I always say that I was like a chameleon of sorts. That
Mm.
in high school I can hang out with the rah-rahs, the AP kids, the cholo.
Exactly.
Like I could hang out with every single group, and whether or not I fit in, it didn't matter. I was accepted.
Mm.
And so I think upon finishing school and going to college, I knew it was there for my education, but at the same token, I just got a little wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. So didn't know what I was quite doing, but knew I was getting an education. I mean, I don't know.
I think that's why that age group is so important to me. One, that's when I try to take my life, right? It's just such a sucky age.
Yeah.
You're supposed, for a lot of people, right? Not everybody,
Yeah.
but you're supposed to know what you're going to be when you grow up. Like
Yeah.
you don't even know who you are.
Yeah.
And it's very confusing. And then that's the age my nephew kind of took his life. So
Mm.
and I know a lot of kids are growing up feeling the same, just
Yeah.
kind of lost at that
Yeah.
age.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be an adult and make adult decisions, but it's like, really? Like,
Yeah.
and you're rebelling at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because now you're an adult and
Yeah.
you finally have this freedom that you never had before.
Yeah. And you don't know what to do with it unless you're guided right. Not that my parents didn't guide me right.
But we only know what we know.
Yeah. And it was different times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And they were born in different times. So
Mhm.
much changes
Mhm.
in the way they were raised.
Yep.
And again, the way their parents were raised.
Right.
And yeah.
Right. A little
So-
bit of everything.
So how did you navigate that then, being a young parent?
I navigated it by having my mom and my family support me. I mean, today I would say, and I know that my mom would be probably a little bit hurt with this, they crutched me a little because they gave me the opportunity to balance out a social life, going to school, working, and still being a mom. But right now, being a grandma with my 19-year-old having my first grandchild, which none of this was planned, I do things a lot different than what my mom does. And it's for their own good.
Yeah.
And not that my mom wasn't trying to support me for my own good. I just think that I was crutched
Yeah.
and I didn't take advantage to be ungrateful. I took advantage because I didn't know any better.
Well, and you're doing different because you know different.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because but you could have looked at it very differently.
Yeah. Yeah.
You could not be seen it as a crutch.
Right.
And you
right.
could feel entitled and like
Right.
they still owe you.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh God,
but,
no.
Yeah. But
no.
how did you change your mindset? When did that happen?
The mindset shift probably really didn't happen until I would probably say honestly until like I met my husband.
Yeah. How old were you?
Oh my God. I met my husband like right before I turned 30. I think it was like maybe 29. Yeah, because I celebrated my 30th birthday with
Yeah.
him. I think that's when my mindset shifted to look at things more seriously, to be more focused financially. Here's my husband, the youngest of 8 kids.
Wow. He has a big family.
Oh,
too.
huge. And everything that he had, he earned on his own. And not that I didn't earn what I had,
Yeah.
but I mean, from clothes to car, he had multiple cars and he had no debt. He was living with his mom at the time, but it's because his girlfriend had passed away. And so he
Oh,
shifted
wow.
from a apartment and went home. But that's the thing, though, watching him. And it was kind of like, it was
Did
a little
you kind of
eye-opening.
feel like you had to level up a little bit?
A little bit, yeah. Even though I shouldn't have felt that way because there were so many things from my career was going well. I mean, everything was going
But I
well.
mean, that's not unnecessarily always a bad thing,
Right.
right? I mean, it's a healthy balance.
Right.
If you
Yeah.
meet somebody, I
Yeah.
mean, you want to build together, then
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
kind of want to
Yeah.
build together, right? So catch up a little bit
Yeah.
where you're maybe lacking.
Being more
or
responsible.
or see the balance.
Yeah.
Like, okay, well, maybe.
Yeah. No, I definitely think I kind of don't think, and that's why when my eldest son had a lot of dark times, and when he would struggle, I would try to be there and try to level it out, but not be so over emotional that I was letting it get to me because my son had some challenges, but to know that we had support from my husband to kind of get through some of that was helpful. And I looked at things definitely from a different lens, just kind of appreciating a little bit more, being a little bit more resilient, even though I always was. But it was interesting times to just think that it took me that long to figure it out. And that's why I reminded my son, you don't need to figure things out right now.
Yeah.
You're 19, 20, 21. Like, I promise you, have a path and have some sort of plan, whether or not they change a little bit. But I really would not have thought that it took me so long to figure it out. And that's what I remind my son
Yes.
and even my daughter right now, my 28 and my 24-year-old, I remind them all the time
Yes.
that you don't need to know it, but just kind of try to stick
Yes.
with something. And if not, then what do you want to do?
Yes.
But yeah, it took me a long time.
Yeah. Well, girl, it took me a long time, and it changes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you hit a different
Shifts.
stage in life, and then your idea of your future changes.
Yeah.
Because you change, and I think we change genetically.
Yeah.
Like, it just happens,
Yeah.
and we start thinking differently.
Yeah.
So, how old was your oldest son when you met your husband?
He was like, I think 13. Yeah, because Ray was still like in grade school. I always get so messed up with years, even with birthdays. I have to say all their birthdays, like, they're like, what's their birthday? And I'm like, and I go, but I think, Ray was like in 8th grade, 7th, 8th grade. And then my youngest, though, she was barely turning 2 or 3.
So it was much easier for her than for him.
Yeah, but he was very receptive. Oh my gosh, my eldest son loves my husband. All of the kids love my husband like their
that's
own.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
That's
they've
awesome.
got great relationships, all of them.
Awesome.
But yeah, Samantha was with him the longest. Samantha's been with him since she was about 3, and then we have a 10-year-old together. So
Okay.
that's the glue that keeps them all together.
Yeah. How do they all bond?
Oh, you'd never hear the word stepsister,
Yeah.
stepbrother, stepdad. Like, you
I
don't
love
hear those
that.
words in my
Yes,
house.
I
Yeah.
love that because I don't think it's necessary.
No.
It's the person who's there. It's
Yeah.
the person
That's
you
your sister,
love.
that's your brother, that's your extra dad. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
The more people to love them, the better.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're growing up together. So
Yeah.
how is it even a step?
Yeah.
It's
No.
like,
Yeah. They're all
that's your
together. I
family.
think if anything, the only thing that may have been challenging for me was having to be accepted by a family of 8.
Yes.
There's 4 of us close, but the 8 of them are close.
Yes.
There's red flags with her. I'm like, I have my degree, I have a good job, I'm making good money.
What were the red
I have a good
flags?
deposit when we buy a house. Like, I'm like, but again, it's just how culturally we're brought up.
Yeah. What were their red flags?
That I had kids.
Oh, well, yeah.
That's
that'd
all.
be the number one.
That was the main one. That had nothing more than that. And now today, they're probably, we never said that. We love you a ton.
They couldn't even imagine.
Yeah.
They probably died.
Yeah.
The kids heard that on
Yeah.
too. They're like,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Oh, so how did you let's talk about the Chingona now community.
Yeah.
How did it get started? How did even the concept?
On a piece of paper. So I work out a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and I would constantly get these, whatever on Instagram or just tags and stuff, oh, Chingona. And I'm like, oh, I just kind of would laugh. And I told my husband, I'm like, look at this. And just, and sure enough, I was doing staffing for about 20 years. And I thought, I want to start a group. I'm like, I want to start a group. I'll help build leads. And I want it to be on my terms, though, because
Yeah.
I've done every single networking avenue that there can be: HR, accounting, IT, you name the group, construction even. I mean, I've done so many different circles as far as networking. I thought, I want a group on my terms. My initial thought was that I'd utilize it for staffing leads, and I'll do a quarterly meeting, but I want it all women because I've suffered a lot as a woman. I thought I want to make sure that women feel connected. How can we all help each other out? So with people calling me Chingona, I thought, okay, well, I'm going to come up with a name that has Chingona in it.
Yeah.
And I told my husband early on, I said, hey, do you think people would freak out if the word's Chingona? And he said, no. He's like, I think it's kind of, it's going to level out a little bit. I'm like, okay, but are you sure? I don't want this to be offensive. So fast forward to, really putting my mind at what I wanted this group to be called.
Yeah.
I asked my daughter, I said, hey, I wanted it to be called Corporate Chingona. I was like, I want to make this networking group. I said, but it just sounds so rigid. I said, it's going to scare away half my friends. Like, we're all in different levels and in different, stages of our lives or career. And my daughter said, well, how about community? Now, granted, my daughter was only at this time she wasn't even out of high school. I think this was like a high school drive home one day. I'm like, oh my God, Reagan, that's it. So I was out to lunch at Geezer's in Santa Fe Springs. Mm-hmm. And I had we did it on a phone even. And I'm like, all right, the Chingona Community. So we just did Chingona Community. We set up a Facebook page and the rest is history. I truly did not at all think it would happen or turn into what it's morphed into being.
So what now does your foundation concentrate on? But I do have to tell you this before we start, because if anybody's watching and they've heard me before,
they'll know. What is it?
When I heard the name for the first time, I was like, oh, I hate it. I hated it. And then it's written like Chola, you know? And I was like, why Chingona? Like, because I grew up in a time where I was like, that was, and so it's really funny now to hear you say that even you considered like, so really like you didn't name yourself, the people named you.
Yeah. Actually,
and they named the community. They named their own community, basically.
No, completely, because that's the other thing too, because early on, I did get heat for the name. Oh, I can't wear that. I'm like, well, then I guess you're not a part of the organization. Yeah. Meaning like you're not a part of the vision.
So what was their reason? Like what? I'm curious.
That is offensive.
Now. So why offensive though?
Because
I keep hearing like it's more like you're a bad bitch. But it's just like, to me,
the word offensive, like chingon, like asshole, like that like, so that culturally these folks have been, or whoever it is that's, whoever it is that said that early on, culturally was taught that it was a bad word because of the deriving from a male word, which the word's it's in the dictionary. It's a patented word in the dictionary that gives the powerful meaning for a woman. It has nothing to do with, there's no negative context in it at all.
Yeah, okay. So that's what I thought.
Yeah, no, completely.
Well, that's what I've been told. Yeah, and then I understood. I was like, oh, okay, but I still don't know.
And I think I was more worried early on that people would not accept me in the way that I wanted us to be received, meaning still polished, still very professional. I mean, this group of women that have congregated and grown and flourished and supported and given from leads to connections to, I mean, we have a badass group of women. We really do.
So is that what it is now? Like a networking community?
Well, so when I first started the group, it truly was just to do some networking.
Yeah, because I want people to know too how things evolve. Like, they think that you come up with an idea and then, but you have to have it all figured out but it's like, for me, it's like, you don't have it figured out because it even changes while you're figuring it out.
3 times it changed big. First time, I just thought I was going to do this once a quarter. We're going to meet somewhere. Everyone's going to pay a little ticket. There's nothing involved with accounting, legal, articles of incorporation, S-Corp, there was nothing. It was just, we'll meet. I'll find the spot. It's like a big party. Everybody will pay. We'll do their networking, say hello, and we'll see you next quarter.
Yeah.
And then when I started to really see what it was evolving to, people started,
the need maybe.
The need, we want to invite you guys here. And I'm thinking, okay. And then I'm like, well, you know what? I better jump on and save this for later. Because I've always told myself, which the later's today, maybe this can turn into a consulting business for me later in my career. I don't want to lose the name because I built the name, trademarked the name, originally started an LLC, did this all through LegalZoom, just thinking, I'll save it. And everyone kept telling me, what's later? I'm like, I don't know. But I have a day job, so I'll just do this for later. And I got criticized a lot. I'm like, well, what do you mean? And it wasn't.
Oh my God! It sounds like my life.
Because then I'm like,
you kind of shelf it. You have an idea, and why are you going to leave it? If you've already like kind of built, like you said.
Yeah.
So you can't do everything all the time.
Right at once, right? Well, I had 2 mentors early on tell me, I'm going to tell you this right now, and take it for what it's worth. You're sitting on something that's bigger than what you realize. And the word movements come out many times. It's funny, when Bob Archuleta said movement at the awards, that's not the first time the words come out in the.
And I like to say that that's kind of God kind of pushing. Like maybe you've felt like this is it. It's like, no, now you see, right? The bigger.
way bigger. So when that was shelved, trademarked, LLC, I was sitting in a nail salon one day. So this would have been year 2.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody had said, oh, do you have, I don't know, some sort of like, what's your calendar of events? I'm like, I don't know. We just go everywhere. So I sat on my phone and went month by month by month. And it turned out that year 2, I had attended 54 events out of 56 in 1 year. Only 2 did I miss because my dad started getting sick. And then I'm like, okay, whoa. I'm like, this is more than just, this is not a business. This is a community servant role that I've taken. Because when I started lumping all the different types of programming and different events we were participating with, the pillars were community, leadership, and wellness.
I love it.
And that's what our nonprofit focused on. So I turned the LLC off, and I was criticized for that too. Oh, why would you do that? You know, how are you going to make money in a nonprofit? I'm like, I'm not trying to make money.
Yes.
I'm trying to help my daughters. What I didn't know was now my granddaughter. I'm trying to help women have a voice and a platform to get the, networking out that they need, to get the resources that they might need, to get the camaraderie that they might need, from death to empty nesters to somebody that lost their job. I mean, there's so many different facets of what we offer. This is not a LLC. This is a nonprofit. This is a community servant, this is for the commoners. Yeah. And guess what? I'm an edgy commoner. Yeah. and that's where the 501c3 was born. Nice. So this year we're in year 5 of the organization from the time that I wrote that on Facebook to this year's year 3. So October will be our anniversary for our 3rd year of being a 501c3.
Ah, beautiful.
Yeah.
I love it. I think people don't chase their dream.
Yeah.
And not enough of them do. So when you meet people who do, it's so, they're coming from their own fear. Yeah. They're not really trying to discourage you, but they don't realize how much they're discouraging a lot of people by bringing their own fears into the situation instead of just being like, wow, that's amazing. Yeah. Keep going.
Yeah.
Like, how good for you. Like, I'm not asking you to pay my bills, I'm not asking you for money. So just be supportive.
Yeah.
Because doing this work, you already feel alone and a little crazy yourself because you are just answering, that's the voice in your head and writing it on a little piece of paper and moving forward.
Yeah.
Not really knowing where it's going and shelving it for later.
Yeah.
And knowing that I don't know how it's going to work out, but it's going to work out and it's going to come back together. And then all of a sudden it starts coming back together and you're like, whoa, there it is.
Yeah. It's been a wild ride. And that's one of the biggest things is that I've been commended and I don't
Toot your own horn, girl.
Yeah,
Toot your own freaking horn.
It's hard.
It is hard, but that's why you do the work you do because you're not in it for yourself. But at some point, you have to celebrate yourself and to know that you have done an amazing job and you've built something great. And the best part is you didn't do it for money.
Yeah, no, completely. And that's
or attention.
And I've lost people for that. They think it was all about money, but that's the thing. When I shifted from LLC thinking it was going to be a consulting arm and realized what we were doing, there's always has to be some financial aspect to it. But what people don't understand is the financial donation in which I've, as an individual, invested into this. People don't get that.
Yeah.
They don't get, when I finally lost my job, that's when I finally said, all right, that's it. I'm like, where's the funding? Mm-hmm. How do you write a grant? How do you do this? Like, how can I get sponsorship? I had to learn it all. And I had to learn it all extremely quickly for this to even get to year 5. Mm-hmm. And people don't understand that. There always has to be a financial aspect because there's costs.
Yes.
And oh, by the way, this year, not one event. I mean, now granted, the awards is a program for sponsorship and for us to build our group, but everything else has been sponsored. This is the first time in 5 years that everything's been sponsored, even.
Well, you learn, like you said, you get tired of funding everything and then the money starts running out and you're like, okay, now, then that's kind of exactly
let's be serious.
Let's be, so where are we going with this? Because
what is it?
I was in the same place. I answered the call, do this. And it's like, well, for what? Okay, I'm going to do it. And then it's like, what are you doing with it? I don't know. I'm just doing it because I feel like I need to do it.
Yeah.
And then it's like, no, but this is what I want to do now.
Yeah.
I love it and it's needed and it's necessary. And people do need a platform to see that, so what do you do for work and money? Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
We had a little chat because people think, you're either married to a rich man, right? It worked for me really well when I was. know,
Yeah.
but when that doesn't happen anymore, you know, you
Yeah.
either have to work, right, and make the money yourself
Yep.
or
Yeah.
get funding. So,
Yeah.
so how have you navigated that aspect of it?
That's been wild. So my day job up until about 2 years ago was truly in staffing. I did staffing for almost 20 years.
Okay.
You name the kind of staffing, I've done everything from medical staffing to IT staffing, accounting staffing to staffing for the Staples Center. I mean, like you just name it,
Yeah.
you name it, I've done it. And I was displaced and really was thrown for a low blow. But you know, when you start getting into different levels of leadership, like it's usually, it has nothing to do with what you've done. It's the highest paid, highest one out.
Yeah.
So when that happened, I really had to reevaluate. I could have went right back into staffing, but I told my husband, you know, I really want to do this. I really want to do the Chingona Community. I don't have an executive sponsor. And I said, and I understand what I need, but I don't have it. So I had to do some soul searching. In this day and age, like after post-COVID, anyone mid-career, I mean, I'm halfway to dead, and mid-career is so tough right now. You have to know someone. So we were sitting on my friend's ranch in Solvang, and it was like the last Hail Mary, it's like the last unemployment check, and a client job came up. And I called the HR manager because I know her. I'm like, okay, what is this? I'm like, because I'm getting desperate. I'm getting nervous. And I said, and I want to know if this is something that I might be able to do, number one. And number two, I can like handle to do it. So I'm in a career of selling produce right now.
Okay.
The offset for me is we eat out a lot. I know a lot of restaurant owners. I have a wine label project sitting back on the back burner, has been worked on for 2 years. And I thought, well, I'm going to build some leads in this space, in the restaurant space. You might as well try this out. So although it's definitely not the end all be all for any means at all.
Yeah. But you know, I like to say, look at, you said you have a wine label, but God has a crazy way of putting us in these spaces. Just like he'd said, right? He'll put you in a room with the king.
Yeah.
And it's like the third door into the back door, right?
Yeah.
And so you're you're kind of going in like a ninja.
Yeah. Oh, believe me, I am some days.
Yeah.
Some days are probably like send her back.
Yeah, because you have an idea. They don't know it, but you're able to kind of figure out who's who and make friends with whoever.
Well, and that's been the benefit. I've been trying to really see the positive light behind it. I have a job, right? I have folks in my circle right now that recently have got laid off, and only because I know how it feels. And I'm even scrambling. Like, send me your resume. Like, let me send it to where, you know, they know how that feels. So I'm getting my bills paid. Oh, by the way, I get free produce here and there.
Yeah.
I've been able to get donations for organizations that I care about, because that's part of when you're in the produce world. Not only are they crazy, and we're talking 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. My mom even said, aren't you off? It was 4th of July. I'm like, we're never off. I'm like, I'm still checking my out of stocks right now. Like, it's not like, and I think that's the piece of it, that it's not that I'm too good for it.
Yeah.
But my skills and my passion and what God's put me on this earth to do, that's not it.
You know,
but right now it is. Yeah.
That is exactly how I had been feeling lately.
Yeah.
Because every job is time consuming.
Oh, yeah.
But where are you going to put your time?
Yeah.
You have to pick.
Yeah.
And I get it now. I didn't get it before, but you do have to pick that main purpose.
Yeah.
And you know, there's a point in life where you have to decide who you want to be, like, and where and what. Like, I do not want to. I know what I want to do.
Yeah. Oh,
I
yeah.
want to help others grow and flourish and see their like beauty and how incredible they are.
Yep.
And you know, you could only do that, like for me, in coaching and serving with the foundation.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's what's gonna get my time, because that's where it has to be.
Yeah.
Because not everybody wants to do that either, right?
Right.
We all have our
I could teach anybody to do it now. I could teach you produce 101 in a heartbeat. I can tell you what works, what doesn't. Like, but that's the thing. That's not, that wasn't my calling, but there's a reason why sitting out there. I mean, I've never been so nervous for my house to get paid or tuition or screw getting your hair or nails done. Like that was way not what I was worried about. I was
serious concerns.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I'm the breadwinner. I mean, my husband's got a great job with the city. Got amazing benefits. We even make jokes. I'm like, all right, well, I'll help right now, but hope you don't leave me, because then I'm not going to have anything when we're done, you know? But that's the thing, that's where the balance is, right? But I was extremely nervous to the point where, and my husband reassured me. He's like, if we need to do other things, and I'm like, yeah, I know, but that's the other thing. I'm very proud. Like, I'm
Yeah.
like, no, and proud because I want to work for
Yes.
things. I don't just sit back and
Yes.
assume something's gonna just happen.
Right.
You know?
But I mean, that's what makes you such a chingona.
Yes, I would hope so. Yeah.
So how has he been? He sounds like a good balance for you as far
Yeah.
as your marriage, because it's very time consuming. I know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's okay with it, huh? He figures out, because the kids, and
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys have sports. What are the kids' ages now?
So
You said 20s.
So 28, 24 almost. That's like next month. Yeah, next month. And then 19 and then 10. And almost
Wow.
11. Actually, he's almost 11. We're like everybody, all
The
my
ba-
older, we're
the
all dying. I'm like,
baby.
oh my God, like how do you turn 11? Like, I don't know. Like,
I know.
Yeah.
Is he the youngest now in the
Yeah,
family?
yeah. Well, outside of the baby, outside of my grand.
Oh, that's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Okay. God, it's like
We
a
have little
sitcom.
week. Yeah, it is a sitcom. Actually, I had somebody at lunch say that you can't even write this script. He said it at lunch the other day. I'm like, well, I go, Juan, find somebody. I'm like, oh, they won't do it. I'm like, I'll do it.
I just saw Chingona reality show.
Oh, did you? Oh, yeah. Hey, yeah. I mean, it's the true life in our house. My husband's very supportive. I think early on, I know he could see my energy and like what I was, and that was one thing that it wasn't. When I say clear, it wasn't. I just mean like it was very upfront with.
Yeah.
My life is my career too. I'm not just gonna not have my career. I did a lot of networking. I still do. I'm out a lot, from dinners to awards. And I know that's not his jam, but I wanted it to be a very clean black and white line that you can't tell me no either. Like
Yes.
so
This is my life.
exactly. Yeah. Cause some folks, in some relationships that won't work.
Well, that's why I'm asking.
Yeah.
Because I know they won't. And sometimes the woman gives in, right? And she gives away her dream.
Yeah. And it's never
Or
been
vice
that
versa now. Like,
Yeah.
it can happen both ways. But
Yeah. But it's never been that way. He's always been accepting, flexible. I think if anything, sometimes I don't realize, and I'm not as grateful as I should be for that,
yeah.
because it is a 50-50, but some days, I mean, I'm gone a lot.
Yeah.
I'm gone a lot. My time is spread thin. And when my dad got sick, that's when I really started to like looking at things a little bit differently. And instead of feeling bad about telling somebody I couldn't make a networking dinner or this, I'm like, no, I can't.
Yeah.
I have people at home that are waiting for me. I mean, I've taken a lot of time away. My oldest two got a ton of time removed from them. And I wasn't doing it on purpose. I was trying to do something for them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I think it happens with a lot of families.
Yeah.
You hear dads say that a lot because they get blamed for not being around. But it's like, well, who do you think paid all the bills while your mom was able to stay home and go to all the events with you? You know?
Yeah.
So, it's nice. It's nice, though, when you can see it and you still can, say something about it and appreciate
I
it.
say no a lot now.
Well, we have to learn to say no,
Yeah.
Especially when we're building. I have to tune a lot of things out because, one, I feel like I have ADD. So I have to stay focused. Otherwise, I'm like squirrel, and then I'll forget what I was doing.
Yeah.
So I have to be very deliberate
Yeah.
with my attention and where it's going, because
Completely.
I take my own attention off of the things I'm doing on my own.
Yep.
Now, what would you say for anybody who wants to start a community? Like, how did you start it? What was the first thing you did? You made your Facebook page, and then did you hold an event, or did you just start posting? Or
I've posted every single day for 5 years.
okay,
I have never, I mean, even
did you post to your face? Did you post other just everything?
Just everything. Yeah. So from motivational to events to highlighting other people's events to ensuring that other women that maybe were doing something that was in line, making sure to get that out as well. Because to me, that's a part of the orbit, right?
Yeah.
We're all trying to kind of help one another out.
At least we should be, especially if you're into mental health,
you.
right? It's like you can't say you want mental health help for everyone, and then you won't even collaborate.
Yeah, no, I'm the first one to say that I wish that more people would do that, but we're the ones that will help kind of foster that.
Of course.
But from posting to just introducing, I mean, I have a card that we've done it 3 different versions, but it's still the same info, like what we kind of do. And I'm big on like I'm big on just making introductions to people because my entire career has been in sales.
Yeah.
But I also went through the whole process with LegalZoom. I didn't know if somebody
I
asked
did
me,
the same thing, girl.
if somebody would have asked me, you think you'll ever be a 501c founder? I'm like, how do you do that? Like, what is that? Like,
I
what?
finally paid somebody
Okay.
because I just wanted it done
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
And I
yeah.
wanted to know it was done right.
Right.
So it was like, look, I'm just going to do it and I'll figure the rest out later. And that's exactly what I've been doing. And,
Yep.
and you figure it out.
You learn.
And you meet people.
Yeah. And you meet help.
You meet help. Well, that's what I mean by you meet people.
Yeah.
Yeah. People that are willing to help you and
Yeah.
kind of encourage you. And yes. And, then,
And I put the time in to do that, though. That's why everyone says that they help me. The main reason why people, you know why I help you? And I'm like, why? Like, because you follow through. Like, everything you say, like, you know, we sit and we do this little powwow, and then all of a sudden 2 days later, like, I did have it, and then, you know, and then I'm like, I don't see that side because that's just me.
yes.
If I'm really asking,
well, but you're excited about it,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you want to move it along.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I don't just ask people questions for the F of it.
Yes.
I want, you know,
Yes.
I'm not going to waste people's time. If I can't do something, I'll let people know. And if they've given me good advice, I'm also going to hold them to it. I'm going to hold you to the fucking fire. If you
Yeah.
said, you know, I can help you with this, I'm going to call you every single fucking day until you help me out because you said that you would, you know?
But that's what makes you a powerhouse. And it truly probably inspires them too, because then it really makes them see that you are serious about this.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't just, and that's, I think, the problem people have, right? They think foundation.
Yeah.
It's not serious.
Yeah.
Like, I care about this more than my job.
Yeah.
Like, it's not,
Yeah.
For them, it's just a foundation. No, this is more like, I care about this more than my job.
Yeah.
This is my heart. And,
Yeah.
and I mean, if, you don't care about what's in your heart more than your job, then it's kind of a little backwards, I think. So what keeps you focused now moving forward?
No, I'm premenopausal, so there's no focus. I have ADHD and premenopausal. I've never been diagnosed, but I know they're both killer right
Well, there
now.
you go. That's why you're able to do multiple things at the same time.
Yeah.
And still kind of hold it together because
Yeah.
it's kind of just normal for you. So it's not being out of control.
Yeah, it's become way normal. My abnormal is way normal, but I think the focus truly has become my daughters and wanting more for them. And oh my gosh, I was hoping I wouldn't get emotional.
I know. I was going to ask you if you wanted to.
Yeah, no, I'll let this one roll. But I know what I went through as a young mom. I know what I went through with these horrible fucking relationships. I know what I went through I was sexually harassed at a workplace, lost my house from drugs to alcohol. Like, I mean, everything.
Yeah.
And I just want them to know you can do it by yourself. You don't need no man.
Yeah.
Number one. Number two, I want you to have a house, and then whoever the man is that you meet, he should have a house too.
Yeah.
Because then you guys then you're really on the right
You're
path.
equally yoked.
Yeah, like I want them to have that focus. I want them to have that. They don't need to have my drive. They don't need to do what I do. They don't need to be
You just
me.
want them to be in a relationship for love.
Well, but I mean in their life though. Like,
Yeah.
I want them to be from relationship to financially stable.
Oh, I'm so
I
sorry.
want them to be independent.
Yeah.
And that's what keeps me driven is that the example that I show to them, whatever, I mean, believe me, my example's not good in all aspects, but the good of it, they'll pull out of it and they will be able to make those choices that, oh yeah, this is probably not a really good relationship. Or, you know what, Mom, I'm thinking about investing in this. Mom, I'm thinking about taking this new career. I'm going to be open for everything.
Yes.
I want them
Yes.
to be looking at different things. My sons too, of course, but women, we still are behind the eight. We're still not. That's still not a level playing field by any means.
Especially when you're an attractive woman.
Yeah.
It's not, it's just not. It has its benefits, right? Let's not lie.
Yeah.
But then a lot of times, it has a lot of downfalls too, because you're
people
not
don't think
even
you're smart.
And then especially if you're in circles with insecure women.
Yeah.
Then it's like you're not smart, or if you have a good job, it's because you slept your way to the top. Everybody's got a story instead of you just being attractive, smart, and
Hardworking.
Hardworking, badass,
Yeah.
Chingona.
Yes.
But look, not everybody would go be selling produce either.
No.
They wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
That'd be below them.
Right.
Right. They couldn't imagine taking that job.
Right.
But then they'll rather sit home and complain about all the bills they can't pay.
Yeah.
But no, it's like you have a purpose, so you're driven to do whatever it takes. That was my dad.
Yeah.
And that's me. Like, I will not ever be broke.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about it.
Yeah.
I have my moments,
Yeah.
but I'm not afraid.
Yeah.
And it scares my family because they're like, "What are you doing now?" Like, you know?
Hold on.
Yeah. Who are you? I'm like, I'll work it out. I
Yeah.
always figure it out.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
Yeah.
So what do you want next? So what does Chingona actually do? Like, what is your main purpose? Do you guys give scholarships? Is it the networking? Do you do a little bit of both?
So we do a little bit of all three of the pillars I shared. So like for instance, on the leadership development side, within that pillar, that could include what we're doing tomorrow. We're actually having our financial wellness program with Wells Fargo. So that's one arm. So that
Perfect.
So in the leadership development, it could be programs, could be courses. We actually wrote what's called the Chingona mindset. It's a curriculum based on talking about mindset, why that's important in your home life and in your career. There's a financial component, meaning like a financial foundation. I don't want to
Yes.
say financial. I'm not a financial advisor, but
Right.
at least there's a component about why finances are important. And then there's a piece of it talking about branding, why you and your brand are so important. So modules and programs like that
Nice.
that have to do with leadership and learning, that's in the leadership development piece of it. So we do programs around that or events around that. The community servant work that we do as far as like fundraising and scholarships, that would be exactly that bucket. So anything from a car show where we're going to have one in September 27th, right? But car show, we've done collabs with other organizations for toy drives, canned food drives, where we've given back to different churches or veterans groups, and then the scholarship. So that all is in the community giving.
Right.
And then the wellness is a big one for me. And early on, I was told by a prospective sponsor, "Oh, well, you never will get anything in that because wellness is not important." I'm like, okay. So in the wellness, our
It's like
wellness
the number one.
it is. And that was a whole other convo. But in the wellness pillar, we started out small. We were doing rooftop yogas, which were really fun, by the way. And then we morphed to doing a couple of programs around wellness, like an Earth Day wellness, things like that. And then most recently, we hosted it was supposed to have been an all day, but it ended up being a half day. It was still great, with Dignity Health, Common Spirit, along with a couple of other like doctors and folks like that. And we had a discussion around wellness and what does that mean in our lives.
Nice.
And everybody had a different perspective. A couple of them were doctors, where a couple of them were coaches. But again, really focusing in on you, So those are the different types of things that we would do in wellness. And we have a couple of big ideas for next year.
Beautiful.
So that arm's grown a lot.
Yeah.
But early on, I was, kind of shunned about it. I'm like, oh no, that's staying in our pillar.
And now it's kind of annoying a little bit because I feel like now it's become a buzz.
Yeah.
Like it's, and I hope, right? I hope all these people that talk about it and really want to do things, towards it and are sincere.
Right.
Because
Well,
a lot
it's
of people
needed.
do. Yes, it's so
No,
needed.
I don't think people, there's so many, I have so many dark stories in the back of my brain that like, had I not been able to control them, there are so many things that could have been horrible.
Yeah.
And people, that's so important.
Yes.
Even to this day, like grief.
Well, all the stories we're holding on to.
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
people don't want to talk about them.
Yes, yes. Well, that's why I do this.
Yeah.
Because I started this for that reason.
I love it.
I don't want shame.
Yeah.
Right? There's no need for shame. The past is the past. It's what you do with it that determines your future. Living in the shame, living in the secrets.
Yeah.
I have a little meme on my Instagram, and it's like, I don't have any skeletons in my closet because I put on my best dress and I invited them all over for dinner.
There you go.
It's
I love
like,
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We cannot change yesterday.
Right.
But we can definitely look forward to tomorrow if we're able to look at yesterday and kind of heal the wounds.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the hard part.
It
Most
is.
people don't want to look at yesterday long enough to heal in
Mhm.
order to get their, flourish tomorrow. But it sounds like you really did that. Did you do any coaching or anything? How did you start to really face your past? I don't want to say demons. That sounds, because not everybody has such trauma, but
Yeah.
just, your past.
I've had a mix. I've been very blessed with best friends that I call sisters. I have a very, very tight and small friend circle that have been with me since one in particular was with me since I was 4. She was 4, I was 5.
Wow.
So that's over.
So the real
41.
OG community.
Oh yeah, yeah. So I've got an extended, support in that realm. Have had coaches before, that maybe work offered up. I've been in therapy before. I think therapy is great.
Yes.
I firmly believe in therapy. But I think really I've just always kind of wanted more for my kids,
Yes.
no matter what.
So your kids are your driving force,
Yeah.
obviously. I
Yeah.
mean, you've said it multiple times.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they know it. And what do you want your legacy to be?
I want my legacy to be that the Chingona community in some way, shape, or form is still active. That could be even at it could be like a sorority at a school one day that it went on 20 years and they're like, oh, it kind of stopped, but then we picked up an arm somewhere. Like that is what I'd love for my legacy to be. And actually I make jokes about this because I tell the kids, I'm not going to do this forever. And, because if they get jealous about the time, because sometimes I'm like, can you not talk about that? And I've had to get really I'm like, okay, so now I really got to make.
But you get obsessed.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I get excited.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. And I want it to move, but I make jokes. I'm like, it's not going to be this way forever. Hopefully one day. And I've already asked the girls, I'm like, do one of you want to do this?
Gonna ask you that.
I'm hoping that Adia, that's my granddaughter, I hope she wants to do it. But my point is this. I said, I will be happy with having that, like, not statue, but that it would be that old photo on the wall. And they're like, here's the founder. Up on the wall somewhere, that they just kept it alive,
Yeah.
Somebody keep it,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, maybe we have to do a time capsule.
Actually, that would be really fun. That would be super, super fun.
We should do that. We should go live on,
Yeah.
Go live on your social media.
Drop them in real quick.
We'll do the picture you want in there. And, we'll do bumper sticker with Chingona.
Something in there.
That would be fun.
That would be definitely legacy is if this is able to, I will pray that this will be able to be left for years to come and for generations to still keep it alive, to keep inspiring, empowering, not tearing people down. Our motto is united, bold, and badass. Yeah. And I would hope that you still have that string of women that I'm hoping that continue on.
Yes.
Yeah.
At least the idea.
Exactly.
Right? The
Exactly.
message.
Exactly.
Even if they want to change the font.
Yeah. Even if they want to change the font. Except for fun fact, my dad picked that logo.
Did he?
Yeah. I told my dad when I sat at the restaurant and did the Facebook, I said, Dad, I need a logo. I'm like, I'm gonna have my first meeting. I said, it's gonna be at Geezer's. I said, it's all, I'm all ready. I said, Dad, draw me a couple. This was before he got really sick where he couldn't do any of his art and drawing and stuff. And I said, but I told him, I go, Dad, I want Old English. I said, just for Chingona. I go, but the rest needs to look some sort of like polished or just clean. So he drew me 9. I wish I had that. I bet you it's somewhere.
Yeah.
He drew me or came up with 9 logos. And the one, we both picked the same one. He didn't tell me.
Oh, really?
He had one with the arch and had, one with the, I don't know.
Yeah.
All black and white. I go, Dad, I'm like, whatever it was. I go, the middle one. He's like, that's the one I picked too. I'm like, oh, good.
Well, what's so funny is you said you were having a lowrider. Let's talk about that really quick.
Yeah.
You're having a lowrider show in September, you said?
Yeah, it's our 4th annual, actually. We had a little bump. But yeah, September 27th at St. Linus in the city of Norwalk.
Okay.
All proceeds will go to the school. A lot of the schools are suffering right now, not only due to enrollment, but just what's going on in general. Yeah. And a lot of, especially the private schools, whether you're Catholic or Christian, it doesn't matter. If the private schools don't have enrollment, those schools are going to close.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and it's fun. That's the legacy of my dad and me.
Yeah.
I learned how to put a car show in by my dad.
Yeah. Well, when I saw the logo, I was like, that looks like it should be in behind a car in a car show, like the lowriders.
Yeah.
So it's perfect.
Yeah. We've got lowriders in our lives. Between my dad, my brother, and my husband, there are 5, 2, 3, 4. So we've been around cars all of our lives. Yeah.
So it really fits when you think about it.
Yeah. My dad has a 62 Impala. He's not with us, but when I told him, I said, Dad, I really want to do a car show. I go raise some funds. Yeah. Can you help me? So I seriously went out like a complete nerd with my notebook, and he went around, and I mean, we're talking that I know founders of like Zoot Suit derived car clubs, and that is a culture. It's not like the it's not the made up cult, like a lot of the stuff that we've got. No, the real stuff. Yeah. So I have pictures of my dad's first car. My dad was in a car. He's in the Imperials, and he had his first car at 13. Oh. So this is it's.
I bet your dad knows my sister-in-law's dad.
Oh, probably.
Because that's all he works on.
Okay, yeah.
He paints.
They all know,
Yes, like you said, it's a clique.
Yeah, it is. It is for sure. Yeah.
So if you could give any advice to any young girl
Yeah.
at 18,
Yeah.
right? Let's say that was in your situation, a young mom now, just kind of maybe not even a mom, but just a young girl starting life
Yeah.
in the real big, scary world out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
It's not that bad, guys, but we have to be like aware.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah. I always tell aware and know your exits.
Yes.
I would let an 18-year-old know to never give up. I think that's the biggest thing. People will try to tear you down. People will try to make you feel little, and you're going to get made feel little. And everything that you do is a foundation to the next, but don't ever give up. That's one thing that I've never done. No matter how torn down I've gotten, whether I've torn myself down
Mhm.
or somebody else torn myself down, I have never given up.
If you could give yourself a number right now,
Yeah.
around that age, what percentage would you say you tore yourself down as opposed to how much others tore you down?
40, 60, 60 others, 40 me.
It's pretty close, huh?
Yeah, very close.
Yeah, it's a crazy age. And I had another question for you and it slipped my mind. Oh, I guess it wasn't that important. But I want to talk about your dad. He was very close to you.
Yeah.
And so how long? I know you lost him recently.
It'll be 10 months this month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how have you been coping with that?
Through the baby.
Okay. Just baby love. There's nothing like it, huh?
No, she's the cutest little
Oh,
thing ever.
I know you could just sniff in that energy,
Yeah,
and it's
yeah,
like
no.
energy from heaven.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah, no. And all of that, I mean, nobody would even imagine that my husband and I went through what we went through last year. I mean, we're talking deep, heavy shit. And when I saw that, he was deteriorating, I mean, we knew. I mean, and no day's promise. But I kept thinking, I'm like, oh God, this is going to be so sucky if this happens too. And I'm like, okay, we're just having to roll with everything. And when I found out that that my daughter, again, so unexpected with this baby, I'm like, oh my God. But little would I have known that my spiral from my dad's death would have been, I don't even know if we'd be sitting here right now. Not that I would have inflicted pain to where I wouldn't physically be here.
Yeah.
But I just don't know that my mental state would be balanced.
Yeah.
I could put a really good front on, but I don't think that my mental state would be balanced without that little girl. And distraction's the wrong word. The blessing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I really do feel their heavenly like energy.
yeah.
Because they're new.
Yeah.
And they're just so innocent.
Yeah.
And it just gives you a new purpose.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like and more time, right? That you
Yeah.
have to be here because
Yeah.
you have a bigger purpose.
Oh yeah. And she didn't ask to be here. Like that's the other thing. Like, so I look at it that way. Like she didn't ask to be here. So the coaching and the guiding and from, a baby on that you need to remember that they don't deserve any of whatever shit you're going through.
Yeah.
They did not ask to be here. So let's help see that light through. And how can we guide you to make you a good person in the world?
Oh, I know. I'm a grandma too.
I love that.
Yeah, my grandson's 6.
I love that.
Yeah,
Ooh, that's
so,
fun.
Oh, it's so fun.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yes, it's just you just look at life so differently.
Yeah.
The world so differently.
Yeah.
And everything you do for them. And I did have a conversation with a therapist on my last episode, and we were talking about voting and the craziness that's happening and stuff. And she voted one way, I voted the other, but I was still like devastated the way things are turning out. And everything she said, the reason why she voted
Yeah.
was the same reason why I voted.
Right.
Thinking of the kids and my
Yeah.
so you all have these same concerns and
Right.
these same people you love and you think you're doing the right thing, right? So it's just amazing how they can drive us
Yeah.
to do so many different things.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
But it's all for them, I know. And I know what I wanted to ask you. I wanted to ask you how you got through. How did you like change your mindset? I know you said when you met your husband, but were there certain things that you did? Like even maybe after your dad? I know that your granddaughter, but did you read certain things? Did you see a therapist, again or
I think really just gave me some grace and time. Excuse me. At the end of the day, I think I needed to give me grace that it's okay that you've made mistakes. forgiven myself. I've forgiven myself for a lot. And I think once you start letting that that extra shed and that layer off of scale, that you just feel better. And yeah,
I
I
love that.
yeah,
I tell everybody that.
yeah,
Give yourself grace
yeah,
because you're healing
yeah,
and you're growing
yeah.
and you're learning.
And growing in the next 5 years still. Believe
Yes,
me, I have
till we
growth.
die.
Yeah,
You hope, right?
yeah,
Because if I don't ever want to feel like I don't have anything to learn.
yeah, yeah,
That's I think what makes life exciting
yeah.
is being able to continue to learn and grow and teach and inspire. And
Mhm.
so you've really inspired me, Rosalind. You did. I mean, your event was beautiful.
Thank
And
you.
I mean, to see what you've built and to see the love in the room and the excitement in the women. And I mean, you really accomplished your goal. And
Thank
I
you.
just want to applaud you for that
Thank you.
because I know the work it takes
Yeah.
and the passion
Oh,
and
yeah.
the dedication.
Yeah.
And, and thank you to your husband
Yeah.
for, giving you the space and the room to flourish and be the amazing you that you are.
Thank you. Thank you
So
so much.
you're welcome. Well, you guys, that's it. Do you have any words like you'd want to say? Anything that you have on your mind that maybe you want to say, leave them off with?
I think the biggest thing is just to continue to support women. Meaning like women support women. Like I still get bothered and hurt when people can't break the cliques and work together. Like, so if I had to leave something with someone, especially learning our organization, just know that that's a really big thing, and that's an example for your daughters, your nieces, your
Yes.
granddaughters, your goddaughter, like the women in which I'm hoping that this will foster and keep spreading like wildfire. We need that going. We can't keep clicking up
Hey, and the fact is, look, you're never going to grow hanging out with the same people.
Never.
I mean, you've already grown in that group, and
Yeah.
it doesn't matter if you grow more than somebody else.
Yeah.
That's the whole point, right? We grow, we help somebody
Pull
else
'em up.
grow
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I might be up here one day, but the next day you might be up there.
Yeah.
So if we keep pulling each other up that mountain,
That's
then we
right.
can all be up there.
Oh, we'd be out there together. And
Yeah,
doing
right.
Yeah.
Yes, having
Yeah.
bigger and better
Yeah.
events
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and helping more and more people, and
Yep.
that's the whole point.
It is.
Helping more and more people to
Yeah.
see that they can also do it too,
Yeah.
and they don't have to do it alone.
No, never.
Yeah, because
Never.
there's a network.
That's right.
And your Chingona community
That's
that
right.
you can
The
go
Chingo-
join
the
and be a
Chingona is
badass, too.
Yeah.
So don't let the name stop you.
Yeah.
Don't let the font stop you.
Yes, don't.
Yeah.
Please don't. Anita and I are here today.
I'm so glad. I am so glad that Yvette brought you up to me again, and I was able to have such an honest and truthful conversation with you. It was so much fun, and I have to get a T-shirt now. Shit.
Guess what? Guess what? There's one in my bag that I brought for you.
What?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
well now I could probably wear
There you
it
go. Yes.
and not like
Yeah. Don't hide it. Don't hide it.
I won't
Anita.
hide it. I won't hide it. Aw,
Yeah.
thanks again for coming.
Of
I just
course.
loved having you. And you guys, her energy, you have to be in a room with her. It's wonderful.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye.
We'll see ya.